Hello everyone, and welcome back. My name is Remy, and I am transgender. Today, I am going to be doing my hormones, so I figured I would bring you guys along for the ride and show you my process in doing that, or how I was told to do it. So I am going to walk you through it. So I use estradiol valtrate. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct. And I get a 100 milligram bottle, or 5 milliliters. So it comes in a little package like so. I have been on hormones for a year now. Maybe about a year and a half actually. Time flies. And it's been a crazy little journey. I haven't really, never mind, I have had some emotional moments, but for a long time I really didn't. It was more like body changes and things like that, which were really exciting, especially in the beginning, like when you're first developing breasts, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is a reality, and it's very affirming. My body is still changing, and I think they say it can change from 4 to 5 years, roughly, kind of like a puberty, I guess. It's like a second puberty. So, yeah, I'm interested to see, what I'm gonna look like in the next few years. But as of now, absolutely loving the changes. I feel like I've just gotten more feminine in the face, my skin is softer. I feel like, the boobies are coming in nicely, which is great. We love that. And even thighs and booty are coming through. So we're happy about all of that. In the beginning, I kind of gained some weight, obviously, from where I was, just because the weight distribution is different. And it was a little hard to get used to, I'll be honest. But now I think, it's been long enough that things have kind of settled, and I also try to eat a little more healthy now. Not always that great at it, but, sometimes I try to get a salad in there, and, or just eat, not as much. Still eat, a lot, but not as much as I was. Anyways, okay, let's get back to it. So this is what your little vial is going to look like so, and it is just a clear liquid. I don't know if you can see that. But we are going to be using that baby, and then we have our needles. So this is the syringe. The needle here, this is the one we're going to inject ourselves with. This needle is to pull the solution out of the bottle, because this is a thicker needle. I don't know if you can see that. A thicker needle there versus this needle, it's very bright, is a little thinner. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a little hard to tell. I'll pull them out of the package. But we are going to keep everything very sanitized here. My hands are just washed, and I used sanitizer. I just said that. But yeah, nice and sanitary here. So I'm opening the packages and not touching the needle on anything. I try not to touch, the parts that are going to be connected to the liquid, if that makes sense. Touching the liquid. Sometimes I'm like, where do these words come from? Interesting. Okay, this one's being difficult. Yeah, so this is a better example. So this, I'll take it out like so, because I'm trying not to touch that on anything, because we want all of this to be very sanitary. So I will actually pop it right back in there and leave it for just a sec while I take this one off. Okay, same idea. Boop. I'm gonna just twist that right on. Okay, and the syringe that I have, now, your doctor will tell you what you're supposed to use, obviously. But the one that I have, it's 23 grams, 1/2 something. I'm not entirely sure what those numbers mean. But this is the one I've always used, and the needle looks really kind of scary on this one. Be careful when you take the lid off that you don't stab yourself. But that's a thick needle. You don't want that going in your leg. I'll show you the other one after. So what I do, oops. We're gonna back up. When you put the cap on, be super careful that you don't stab yourself, okay? Let me see. So we're gonna back up a little bit. very important alcohol prep pads. We need 2 of those. Take that baby out of there. Gorgeous. And then we're going to clean the top of the bottle. Okay. Sure it's nice and clean. Gorgeous. I always just get my fingertips with this one with whatever's left, just to be safe. And then we are going to open the second one. And now we're going to pick a spot on my leg. Now this is the part that can get a little bit stressful because you don't necessarily want to hit a vein. However, the needle is long enough that even if you did hit a vein, it's going to go through the vein and into the muscle. So that's why you want to put the needle all the way in your leg, although it can be a little scary and just like, but honestly, you need to get it all the way in. So you kind of want to look for veins. That's hard to do because, like, I don't know. Can you see my veins? I can't really see them. Yes, I can. Okay, this lighting is actually working out. I'm going to go right there. So I try to just go in the center of my thigh here. I mark it with a little X with my nail. And the way my doctor told me was it was about a hand beneath and a hand above, so from your thigh. So anywhere in that section should be fine. So now I'm just gonna clean that area, get it nice and sanitized. Okay, gorgeous. Pull the lid off. It's a little intimidating because they want it to be stuck on there, but you just need to pull it and keep going in one direction once it's off, if that makes any sense. So I put the bottle upside down, push the needle in. The syringe is still totally closed. My doctor told me to fill the needle with as much air as I'm going to need so it creates a vacuum, but honestly I just feel like that doesn't help me much. So I actually push on the little plunger to get little air bubbles out of what's left in there. And then I start to pull the liquid in, and it just seems to like have less bubbles when I do it this way. So we have liquid in the syringe, okay? And I do to the 3rd line. Your doctor will tell you what they recommend, and you definitely want to listen to your doctor's advice. You don't want to do more than what you're supposed to do because it can be really bad for your liver and just cause like health issues. Yes, ask your doctor. I can't tell you how much to do, obviously. But I do mine to the 3rd little line. Now, there are a couple of bubbles in there, so I'm just gonna like trying to get those out. Okay, let's see. Putting a little extra liquid in there, and then I'm gonna push it back. But I'm trying to get that bubble to pop in the top. Pop. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go below the 4th line, in between the 3rd and 4th, because you always lose a little. And then we're gonna pull it out. Easy. Okay, so the liquid is in there. There are a couple bubbles. So if you get a couple bubbles in there, you really need to get them out. You cannot inject bubbles into your body. That can be very dangerous or even worse. So absolutely you need to get those out. What I do is I pull the plunger down a little bit so there's a bigger bubble in the top, and then I will flick just like so. So there's one big bubble. You can't even see it. Yeah, you can see it. One big bubble in the top flicked. They all kind of went into the big bubble, and then I push up until I can tell the liquid is up in this part of the needle because that's clear. So that way, yeah, we're basically at the 4, so I'm gonna have to take a little bit of that out, but it's okay. A little extra. So now we're gonna go back to the needle that goes into your leg. Twist that baby on. Okay, and we're gonna take this top off. Yeah, you just gotta keep going because if you're gonna stab yourself, you know? So now I'm gonna push the liquid up. I can see it going through, and what you're kind of looking for is a little dot on the top of, I don't know if you can tell it's there. There's a little dot hanging off there. That just means that all the air has been pushed out. I am a little more than 3, so I'm just pushing a tiny bit of that out. Oh, getting drops now. Okay, so I like to flick it off because I don't know why the drops kind of freak me out. I'm using my cotton pad to just absorb a tiny bit of the drops. I always think it's gonna hurt worse if the liquid is on the needle. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I tell myself for some reason. Okay, we are at the 3, and then what you want to do is there is an angle to the needle, so you want to kind of be able to look at the angle as you're putting it in. I'm not sure why, but that's what I've been told. by my doctor. So find the X that I marked earlier, and then you kind of have to position it just right. I always get so nervous. Okay, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this together, girl. I'm making this video, it might be weird, but I'm making this video because when I was first doing the shot, I watched a lot of videos like this on YouTube, and I'm so thankful. Bubble. That is, oh my god, I almost just put that into my leg. That's scary. Definitely need to get your bubbles out. Okay, feeling better. Scary. Flick that off. Oh my god, there's more liquid on there. See, this is what I do. I overthink, overstress. I'm sure it's fine. This cotton pad. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, we're doing it now. There's no bubbles. No hiding little bubbles in there. It wasn't a big bubble. If it's a micro bubble, just one, you're probably going to be okay, but try to get those out. Okay, I think the trick is to not overthink it. 1, 2, 3. You go, you touch it to the skin, and you literally just push it in. Try not to move around because that is just going to tear up the inside of your leg. So now the liquid is kind of thick, which sucks because it takes a minute to go in. Not painful though. And then we're in, and we are gonna pull it out. Oh my god, we did it! Yay! Not even a drop of blood. That's amazing. So as you can see, the liquid is all the way gone now. That's just plastic up there. And we are golden. Okay, so you want to put the lid back on. There it is. Because no one needs to get poked. And then I put these in a little coffee can, like a plastic bin, and then I'll take them to my doctor's office and they can dispose of them for me. There is literally one tiny drop of blood. You'll know if you hit a vein because you'll get more than just one little tiny drop. You'll get more like a little drop that pours down. I've only had that happen like once, maybe twice, but I just keep a little tissue in my little bag and wipe that up. Gorgeous. Shouldn't bleed anymore. Oh my gosh, we did it. Yay. I'm always so proud of myself after that. It's also really important to make sure you do your hormones on time. I sometimes can struggle with that. I sometimes will be like, oh my god, I'm 2 days late. But I do notice that I get a little imbalance when I do that. So I am trying to be more strict about my timelines. I need to do them when they are due. Today is Sunday, so we will do it next week on Sunday. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this helped you in some way. Try not to overthink it. You're gonna be okay. If you cannot get it down, your doctor's office will usually allow you to come in once a week and they can do it for you. So take advantage of that if you need to, or watch this video as many times as you need to. Any questions you have, leave them in the comments, and I would love to help answer to the best of my ability. And I will catch you guys on the next video.